Hello and welcome. We are back this week in Foosha. I hope y'all are having a great Sunday. I'm having a good Sunday. Let me pull up my live video over here on the left so I can see it on my right and keep a track of the comments for everybody here. I hope y'all are doing good. I'm doing good. It's been a good day for me. Got a couple things done. Hey, Chris, welcome. Got a couple things done today. I did a little bit of cleaning. I cleaned my bathroom and some stuff like that. Kind of finished up some laundry and stuff I needed to do. Bathroom thing on one hand, though, like I used this stuff I sprayed in my, can't think now, in my shower, and I think I sprayed way too much, and it killed my brain cells because I am just having a tough time after that. Like, it was making me feel nauseous. It was making me just like, I did not like it. I have a problem with chemical smells. I don't know how many other people, like, ever since freaking COVID came around, chemical smells, anything that's a chemical, like once it hits my senses, it just completely destroys me. I can't handle it. I do not like it. It has to be a natural scent. I'm just really more into natural scents, things that come from nature, you know what I mean? Like you could smell a flower, or even, as odd as it sounds, just like when, if you have a pet dog and you're giving your dog a hug and you smell your dog, like that's totally fine to me, right? Like, but bleach and cleaning chemicals and, hey Tim, welcome, and things like that are just absolutely gosh darn gross, and I can't handle them, and it just kills me. Like right now, one of my tonsils on this side is swollen because of it. It's like one of those things that just affects me so bad. My tonsils are swollen, my freaking everything. It's just I can't handle it. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate y'all. You are amazing people, every single one of you. And I'm glad you could join me today as we get back into City Skylines. Let's pull out right here. We are back in the city of Foosha. It's a great city that we've been building. We've built this up from the ground up, basically. The mountains, the river, the sea over here. I guess you could call it the sea over there to the left. Everything to our city. Just one big, giant, continuous build. This has been probably my absolute favorite build. We are at 53 weeks. That is around a year, I think. Let me see. Yeah, I believe it's a year. A year is like 51 or 52 weeks. So we have made this city. It's been a year now. It's been a long, long build, and I'm very, very excited for it. Very happy with what's been going on. We have a freaking ton of land left to continue to build with, and all over here. Let's do some circles and check this out. All of this is just still all open and able to build on and use and just turn into the next portion of the city. There's still a little bit more over here. We could do a little bit. That's why I stretched this road out here way a long time ago. We could do a little bit here along the coastline, just underneath Mount Kaluba over here. There's still a tiny little bit of land that we could work with just underneath our observatory on this side. There's a little bit here and there that we can work with to continue our growth and work towards that 1 million citizens. In the future, I do plan on taking some of the suburb area here and upgrading it, whatever you want to say, to bring about a little bit more growth in this zone, stuff like that. But as it stands right now, we have been working. Let's get back over here. We have been working on this area here. Let's close this out. Cypress Flats. We're having a little bit of issues with the power at the moment, but we can fix that really quickly. Let's take a power line right here. And I think I can get it just above. There we go. Yep. Just like that. Oh, absolutely perfect. There we go. And that should bring power over to the schools, any of the buildings that are getting built up as far as businesses, housing, things like that in here. So we should see that fixing itself in a moment. There we go. And then over here, they're going to need some of the same things, power, things like that, to get going. So let's go ahead and throw down some parks. Some parks will definitely do the trick. We can take right here, boom. Then we can grab one of these ones, and I like that spot there. And then we can come back to this. And I'm not exactly sure the best spot for it. Maybe right here. And let's take a look at our electricity here, grid, boom. And so we need to connect it still. But something's going on right here that is connecting our power across. So that's, you know what? We don't have to do anything. Oh, look at this. This did not... that's kind of cool about the randomness of this game. This did not pop up in my test build, so we might finally have our Greenway grocers over here. We'll see as soon as it picks up and builds. In fact, let's see what it is right now. A place for your stuff. Specialized industry building. A place for your stuff. Low density commercial building. Alright, well, let's see what happens if it looks any good, and we'll keep it depending on how it looks in the area. But we only want the one building in the spot right there so that it creates the Greenway grocer and does that. So, let's move on. We'll come back to that. We'll get back over here into Cypress Flats. I'm pretty sure when we were last here, yeah, everything got set up as far as where I wanted housing to be. I wanted, any businesses, like over here we have businesses, offices, things like that going on. And then over here we have businesses in a couple of areas. We didn't really want to fill in too much with the Greenway feel going on there. And then the rest is housing and stuff like that. And then the schools, we opted this time to not do like the large fields and stuff like that with the schools. Gonna let stuff build up around them, grow around them, I guess you could say, and see what happens. You know, it should look pretty good, I think. So we're gonna let that continue on. That's gonna take a little bit of time, especially with Empire Heights being the way it is. Like Empire Heights down here definitely can take a lot more growth, and Cypress Flats is all walkable city area as far as that goes. So we're going to see quite a while here as far as growth goes for needs and housing and stuff like that. So all right, everybody, if you're still watching at this point, we are today drinking a little bit of Ancient Age. It's a little bit more expensive than my typical whiskey that I like to drink, the 10 High. 10 High cost me about $9 here in Oregon. The Ancient Age cost me about $12 here in Oregon. There are a few other drinks I love that are just a couple dollars more than this. But when you're, when you're, living paycheck to paycheck, sometimes those things come into mind. Like, okay, I like this whiskey, and how much does that cost? And that's why I came across the Ancient Age recently, and I'd like to tell you about that, because you've asked me about my recommendations before, and if you're trying to save a buck or two, Ancient Age is the way to go. I do love 10 High. I drink it a lot of the times recently. It's been around for quite a while. It's good whiskey. Ancient Age has been around for a while. It has its own, the distillery itself is called Ancient Age Distillery. It's not like it's a new company that's just trying to make something cheap out there or anything like that. So this is a sour mash, so you're going to definitely get that sour type of flavor from it. Definitely a lot of the tannins from the oaks, things like that, that come out of the whiskeys. I thought I had a hair on my tongue, I guess not. Stuff like that come from the whiskeys and things. Like you get more of the tannins and stuff, because this is more like a 3.5-year-old whiskey versus like a 4 or 5 year, where it starts to pull a little more of the vanilla flavors for your bourbons and stuff like that out of it. But also with the sour mash, the mix between the rye and the corn and stuff like that is also a huge part of that too. So that's going to change the flavoring for people as well. There is another sour mash I absolutely love. It's from George Dickel, and it has a slightly different flavor from this because it uses a little bit more rye inside of it. So, yeah, definitely, I do definitely recommend this though as age. It's good for a sour mash, for something that's cheap. Try not to break the wallet and stuff like that when you're trying to save a buck or two. So take another sip off of that, put that off to the side, grab a quick little sip of my Sprite Chill here. Sprite has been doing these new flavors lately, and they're awesome. Sprite Chill, it's got a cherry flavor. The one I'm drinking today is a strawberry kiwi. It's super dang good, so I recommend it. Anyway, let's get back into it. We are in need now. We want to get back over here. This is where we were going to start working on things last week, and I said we're going to have to like make things work this week to do this. And that is fixing this area over here with our roundabout. As you can see, the traffic is turning into a giant, massive problem through here. And it's only going to get worse if we do not do anything about it. Oh, look, we had a fire. It's only going to get worse if we don't do something about this. What in the world? Like, I don't believe I have the disaster stuff turned on, but okay. Let's go ahead and delete this, and it'll build something in its place. So anyway, this is turning into a huge problem here as far as the traffic goes, and I want to fix that. I believe that the only way is to get rid of a little bit of the industry buildings on this side, let them continue to build up over here. We'll add a little more industry over here so they can build up over here, replace what we're going to take out. And we're going to take this highway, we're going to come off of this trumpet here, and basically kind of go around our roundabout, just off to the right side here, and then make it the highway, make it turn into the highway here, and then we're going to have our on ramps, off ramps, and stuff like that. So the way I did it seemed to work out. It was really basic. I kind of in my mind was like, I'm going to do this to get the traffic working for the time being, and then I'm going to come back to it and make it look better later. So hopefully we can do that this time around, and let's do stuff right here. Now I want to delete. But hopefully we can do stuff a little better and make our traffic look pretty good through here and work properly. We're going to have to probably change I want to do this right, so what I'm going to do is delete a few of the businesses or, buildings and stuff right through here. And I'm going to take this road, Hunter Street, and I want to change it up. Hold on, give me just a second here. Go to our roads. This is 4-lane. Okay. I want to just change this up right through here just a little bit. So if you give me just a moment. Even if it's a little slightly off, like, that's actually not bad at all. I just wanted to give myself a little more room to the side of the roundabout here to be able to work around. And I think I even need just a touch more. So if we just do this, there we go. We can give ourselves a lot more room over here. We're going to get rid of this business, and then we're going to come in here and get rid of... Oh, perfect. There we go. Get rid of a little bit of that zoning as well. And change that up to this side. Try and fix this. Because I know it deleted a few things. We're going to have to fix the stuff there. So we have everything paused. The vehicles will do their own thing at some point. But what we need to do is delete that from that point. Perfect. These are going to get deleted. No, not... Okay, yeah, we are going to actually have to delete the power lines, but that wasn't what I was intending to delete right now. What I wanted to do is get rid of the road right here, the highway, I should say, because once we come back to this point, there was a part of me that wanted to take this and make it all a viaduct through here, And we might do that. We might do that still, so. I did end up dropping it down after this, but then you get to this bridge again, and it's like, why do I want to continue to do the up and downs? I don't know. We'll find out. So let's take this here. This is actually a normal road here, and I want to change that back into highway. The only reason it was normal road is at the time, once we did originally connect into that roundabout, is why we made it into normal road, just kind of working with the speed limits and stuff like that. So if we take this now, it's a 2-lane on each side, 4-lane, 2-way road here. So we can go, I think right here, 4-lane was going in one direction. 4-lane highway going in each direction. This is what we want. We're only crossing over a highway. The housing is a lot of a distance. It's away from us a good distance. So we can, no, I don't want to delete. We can upgrade to that. Let's go, son of a gun. Okay, let's pick this, upgrade, there we go. Of course it wants to be problematic. That's, yeah, I mean, you know, why wouldn't we have problems in the live stream that I did not have in the, oh my word, that I did not have in the last week of messing around with this. So let's go ahead and freeform. Oh yeah, thanks. Okay, that's not Alright, let's go ahead. We're gonna I think I'm just gonna try to work around this, or we'll get it fixed in a moment here. So hang on. We're gonna go ahead and bring our highway, like I said, around. And I want to, there we go. Right there. Beautiful, beautiful. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, so we're going to end up having to change a lot of the on and off ramp in this area as well. So if you'll just give me a moment. Let's go with the curve tool. Why don't you want to connect? It just seems ridiculous that you don't want to connect. Okay, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this to work at some point. Hold on. We can go there. It always just seems to be. Oh my gosh, it's gonna make me like try to rebuild this whole thing, isn't it? Because it wants to go higher for some reason. What in the world? Maybe if I come from this direction. Okay, I am in curve. Let's go to freeform. Let's check this out in freeform. Come on, come on. There we go. It's just gonna continue to give me issues. What in the heck? Okay, I don't want it to do this, like, rise, though. Alright, looks like I am being forced. Son of a gun. Looks like I am being forced to have to kind of rebuild this right now, and I don't know why. In my test build, it was totally fine. I, like, basically redid it. I don't know what the heck I did differently. It's kind of upsetting, but whatever. When you're trying to go live and get things like working out properly. You can't complain too much, I guess, because you're just gonna have to go with things and run it, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, no, don't work out for me. That's fine. That's fine. Shucks. Oh, man. I just want you to work. Oh, maybe. That is still wrong. That's not... Ah, shoot. Okay, maybe... Maybe we can come out from this side. Oh my gosh. Okay, it is just one of those things where it's like, haha, you're live and I'm gonna screw with you. Okay. That looks okay. That looks okay. That might work out, but it's slightly janky right there. Oh my gosh, what the jankiness. Oh, I'm on curve. That's probably part of the problem right now. Hold on. Let me start from here. Part of it, I think, was the fact that I was on curved. If we do this... Hold on. I got an idea. Change direction. And then upgrade to our 4-lane for this little more... Okay. Alright, but it just looks a little janky at the moment. Hold on a second. In the same direction. Let's go ahead and upgrade this last section and this section. Oh, the jankiness is real. Ugh. I mean, this is one reason that makes me wish I had a PC sometimes, because then I could just make this look good, drag and drop and blah 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 blah, and hocus pocus. All of a sudden it's nice, but I don't get that ability, so... Siobhan Wright Bridge. I hope that's what it says. Siobhan Wright? Is that... I guess that's what it says. Siobhan Wright. I don't know how to say it. I think that's right. Okay, anyway. I think I might come back to this a little later on, but for now, just to make sure that it's working so that we can get to the actual meat and potatoes of today's video, let's go ahead and leave this because it is working. Technically, it's working. Right? I'm not wrong about this. Technically, it's working. So, we're going to do this. We're going to take on this side now. Let's do a straight line. Let it come out of here, and then freeform. I want to get a nice proper rise here. Ooh, that might work. Let's take a quick look. Let's get nice and close. Nice and close. Okay, get out of here. That actually worked out way better than I was hoping for, to be a lot honest about that. Holy crap. Okay. So, from here, I hate that they can turn left and get back on the freeway. Anyway, it's like the one thing about this I hate is that this is like, yeah, you can turn left here and block all the traffic from the left side there to get on the freeway to get back the other direction. So regardless of that, I do want to take now from the bridge here. We're going to take this. No, I think I need the straight tool. Derp. Let's see if I can get a good... I'm just going to look at it like this for a second, connect it in, and then see... It's not that bad, and it like actually breaks off of the incline here going up over the highway pretty well. So I'm happy with that. Question mark? And actually, to be honest, yeah, I'm happy with that. So let's go ahead right here. I want the 2-lane road. We're going to upgrade. And then they can both come in. And then, sorry, there we go. Upgrade to the 4-lane, one direction road. Same thing here. Let's get our mathematics, our lane mathematics working properly. That there, and that there. So, oh, and then this should become a 2-lane section through there. So, you can get off this freeway and then from here get into the roundabout or get back onto this highway and continue on that direction. Then we've got the opposite of it getting onto here, everything like that. Okay, cool. So let's bring this around, finalize it, get this connected into our highway, our new highway, and then we can start getting further on into everything else. So roads, highways. Let's go ahead and start splitting this up right now. These are 2 lanes over here, right? Yeah. Go with freeform. And that's probably a good distance. Like I said before, in my test build, this is how I did it. I like dropped down from the bridge, came into the highway here. And this, I think I forgot. I actually should take this more like this and then get that proper like incline distance and then connect it in like that, and then we just have to like change our direction. So one of those things we're working with the console makes it a little more difficult for you, so there we go. It's not too shabby. I mean, it's slightly janky, but we can live with that for the moment. Only until we start working with the area and kind of upgrading the area into what I want to see in the future here, and doing what we need to do with that. So, but this does definitely bring it across, give everybody the ability to continue on with the highway here the way it needs to be, and get on and off of the roundabout for this highway. The one thing, though, is that people coming from this industry area are going to have trouble getting on and off these freeway sections and stuff as well. So, right here they have a way on. It's actually, yeah, it's not too bad. They have a way on right there, but coming back and getting on the freeway so they can go one of 2 directions here. I think what would be nice and work out well would be something like this. Hold on. I didn't do this in the test build. I just had basic on and off ramps, but this is kind of what I'm thinking now. Is let's go with freeform. Connect in right here. A little too close. Gonna drop this down. Let's check out the incline, whatever, right there. It's not too bad. I want to come over. Stop it. There we go. Okay. All right. I think, and now what I want to do is I want to reverse all that. Oops, change direction. There we go. I want this to be an on-ramp from here so that they can get on and then come this direction and get onto the freeway that way, or continue on this direction and go that way. So, because at this moment we do have the ability to come in, you hit the roundabout, and you can get over here to this area this way. If you did hit this highway, I guess there really isn't a way back in there. So, yeah, but there is a way in from the roundabout, so we're going to leave that alone. One thing I think I want to change that's going to help me out is these two roads. With the way things are going with the new highway set up there, I think these roads can go a little more of the... let's go freeform. Look a little bit better through here. We want to go with our 4 lanes. I'm going to bring this over. That should be okay. We're going to have to get rid of the zoning. It's the stupid bug in this game is going to mess with it every single time. So, oh, I didn't have anything coming off of there. No, it was coming off of here. And now I can actually come back up to the center of this and make this work properly. There we go. That gives me plenty of room to work with as far as building business, home, industrial, anything that we might put here in the future. I just wanted to be able to utilize and have as much space as possible, and that's why I wanted to change these roads up just a little bit. So now these power lines, let's go ahead and get rid of them for the moment. See if that affects anything once we get back into play. Things are slightly different from my test build right now, so we have to kind of test things out, I guess, and see how they work. So we're going to go ahead and hit play. Let things start to rearrange. Let's go ahead and hit play and get back into like fast forward mode here. And that should change things up. The people who wanted to be on the freeway are going to be really pissed off right now. Otherwise, everybody else should work out pretty good at this point. So let's see, and we'll keep an eye on this for just a moment here. One thing this always makes me think of, I don't know how many other people have this go through their mind, but when I was a kid, I used to get ant farms, and I loved having ant farms. And seeing all the vehicles moving through all the streets in this game just totally makes me think of an ant farm from back when I was a kid. And like how the ants would have like their little tunnels going through there, and they'd have their areas for where the queen is and where their food is and where their trash is and stuff like that. And I just thought that was kind of cool. And this is what, this makes me think of, is a little ant farm that I get to play with on TV. So, all right. It seems as if I did make one mistake in my thinking here, and that is anybody coming off of Taylor Highway right there is going to come up across Spring Bridge, and then they don't have a way to get off into this industrial area without coming way up here. Like, see, the truck here is probably something that was stuck in what I'm just thinking about now, where they had to go way up there. Now they got to come all the way down Maple Avenue to get back into this area over here. So I think we'll possibly leave the roads, or the highway, I guess we could say, the way it is. But what I want to do is take this highway. Let's see here. We're going to come up here, choose our 2-lane, same direction, freeform, and then I want to just, actually not freeform, let's go straight, so we can get our little 45 off of here. It could connect like that. That's not too shabby. I wanted to connect into that spot, though. Change direction. There we go. That way now they have the ability to get off of... Look at this jerk trying to turn right there. I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about the freeways when they connect like that, and you're trying to split them out or do certain things like that. It's the people who are able... It's like, why? Why are you turning right there instead... Oh, this game. So many things about this game that is just so annoying. But anyway, yeah, I think that's right there probably the perfect setup for the moment. It allows everything to get in and out the way it should. And, yeah, I don't see any issues with that. So let's leave that alone. Pardon me. Let's leave that alone. It's looking pretty good. Ay, ay, ay. So all of a sudden had like a hiccup / burp going on, and it sucked. Give me a second here. In fact, just give me just a moment. I want to... Let's do this. Hide. Cinematic camera. I'm going to cinematic camera. If you give me just a second, I just need to hit... and take a second to cough. I've been holding on to this for a moment, so hang on. Okay, we are back. I just need a second there. A little bit left over still, I'm sure, but I just need a second to kind of get off screen and cough for a moment there and get that out. So, let's get back. As it still wants to keep going. Oh my goodness. Give me a second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's the problem with Alive, is you deal with just stupid little things like that. So, let's close this out. Man, I always forget just how gorgeous some of these areas I've built before are. Like Coconut Heights here, this was just, you know, off of a whim of wanting to have like a cool little pond up here. And yeah, it's, in my opinion, sorry, in my opinion, it just really kind of built like one of the most unique areas here on this side of the map, to be honest. Like Coconut Heights comes from this little pond with the bridge going through it and everything. Like, that's, you know, you don't see that very often in real life. And then just coming down along the highway here and then having its own little like system, its own little pond here right before it hits the main body of water and everything like that. Like, so freaking cool. So cool. So anyway, and then Coconut Heights having its own, like, you can't get to Coconut Heights without crossing Travis Bridge. Like, it's your only way in and out. Which is kind of a bad thing if you think about it in real life. If there was a wildfire going on over here, which luckily, like, all the trees are mostly in Coconut Heights, but if there was a wildfire, a fire going on, it would just decimate Coconut Heights, and those people would have to flee out of one direction. So that would suck. So we might have to think about that in the future as far as realism goes. All right, let's get back into things here. Ah, man, I'm telling you that using whatever that cleaning solution was this morning, it just totally screwed me up. And my tonsils are totally hurting me this morning, right now. Okay. Let's get back into this. Alright, so this area on this side of the freeway, I think we can go ahead, have a little bit of fun here, and let's go up here. Find our rocks. We're gonna find some cool rocks. I know everybody loves the rocks. Let's get one of these big... I hit the wrong button, there we go. Let's get one of these bigger ones. And this is what's going to help is that because we have the rocks there in the roundabout, I want this area to, again, just kind of filter out and look proper, like everything kind of grew this way. The rocks all kind of go together and stuff like that. So that's why we're going to work with this area and do this. So let's get a couple of these together, make sure they look appropriate, something like that. Grab this one. Might even like be able to fit it in over here. Yep, you can. And then we grab this one. This one has the round, and I don't understand why more of them aren't rounded out like this, because this one just tends to give me the best. Like, I can use this almost anywhere that the square ones, rectangle ones, whatever you want to say, don't work. And like the rectangle one would not work here as well as this rounded one. So I'm gonna put that in right there. Then we'll come through here, grab a couple of these. I want to use the same rock a couple times, but we're gonna go like that. Then we'll switch it up. Put that like that. Then we'll switch it up. That way we don't have a lot of copycats. Something like this. Of course, I get to bite the tree out of the way, but something like this. There we go. Now, let's go ahead, come down here in our decorating and find our trees. Since we got rid of the tree over here a second ago on accident, let's go ahead and replace that with a couple of them. You know what? I want to throw a couple of spots of grass in here, and then we're going to mess around with the smaller rocks too. I want to have a little bit of fun with it, make it look really good, you know? This has been kind of my thing lately. I've just really gonna just get into this decorative thing. Just trying to really make it look good. And things like that. So trying to get that realistic feel more or less when I play this. I think we're gonna grab some bushes in just a second here. Let me get a couple more spots with grass because I want to bring in the rocks, hit the rocks, sit down, and then like areas like this definitely need grass. I'm just like tapping the crap out of the button right now until it lays down a pile of grass. There we go. There we go. That looks good. That looks good. Alright. A little bit more by this tower. Hang on. There we go. Okay, so let's grab some bushes now. These will fit into a little bit tighter spots. They have a smaller circle, but it'll still have a little bit of difficulty putting them into those really like excellent spots where they would look just absolutely perfect. But we'll do the best we can. We'll do the best we can. All right, so. Couple over here, a couple over there. Let's throw some in between these rocks. And a couple of good spots. Right here in the grass would be a good spot. And then I think with this right here, it'd be nice to get a couple over here by the power lines. Now, the power lines might disappear in the future, like a lot have. But if they don't, it'll still be kind of neat having, you know, everything around it. And then, again, if it disappears, there'll be grass and bushes and rocks and stuff here. So it'll at least have something in place. Let's go ahead and grab a little Latania. And a little bit of rock. I want some smaller rocks though, so we're going to grab a couple of these ones. Come on, show up. There you go. And then we'll adjust where they sit. And that looks pretty good. All right. I like that. That looks pretty darn good. All right, let's get back over here. This is turning out freaking awesome. There's still so much to like put a lot of this into. So let's go ahead. Grab. Come on, stop saving. There you go. Grab some of this. These, like, vegetation, whatever they want to call it. No, I want the larger bits. I just want to go ahead and place just a couple spots. Just a couple. Hang on. Let's find a couple of good spots. That looks like a couple of good spots. All right. Then we'll go to, I want to go with the Latania first because of the ivy and everything down there. So if we can put stuff like this in here so it looks a little more overgrown. I just absolutely love it. I think it's great. Okay. Just had a brain fart there for a second. I was trying to think, and then I kind of like went into a freaking, I don't know. Started to kind of pass out for half a second. I don't know. Oh, my goodness. All right, let's... I don't even know how long that was. Probably like for a moment. Sorry. Forgive me for that. Just started to think, and then like process, the brain process. I don't know. I want to do something different here. Make sure that everything looks really good at the same time, because I want to bring in, like, let's not do too much here on this side of the freeway. That's just kind of going through my head right now. Is just, let's not do too much on this side of the freeway. And yeah, I almost want to start maybe thinking about building a park here. Or here. I don't know. It wasn't anything I did in my test build. Test build was mostly about just building the highway and getting everything kind of built up. And just, again, like I said before, I wanted to, what I didn't do yet is to add a few spots over here. No, not along there. Obviously, I need to adjust. There are buildings on the wrong road there. Hold on. I need to fix that. Hopefully I didn't go brain dead there for like too long. Hopefully it was just a moment. I was really like thinking a little too hard there. Almost passed myself out or something. I don't know. Just thinking, and with a little bit of alcohol in me, made me go stupid, I guess. Anyway, alright. So let's fix this where is it? We've almost been an hour for today, which is actually a pretty good time. We might actually quit because of what I'm thinking about doing the park over there. So hold on a second. Let's get this fixed. Upgrade. Uh-oh. Pause. Upgrade. What in the world? There we go. There's what I'm looking for. Zoning. It's got to fix this zoning because obviously it has been putting buildings in the wrong spot. I just deleted like a bunch of businesses too, but whatever. That's fine. It'll work out. Let's make sure this side is, yeah, look at that. It obviously has zoning where it shouldn't be. Let's fix that. All right, there we go. Let's finish up with just adding in business, well, industrial businesses where we want them. I guess I should say a couple through here, up there, this little square. And there. I don't want to do everything else there on the right. I'm sorry if you're like, yeah, let's do everything. No. I want to wait. There's very little needed. Once it starts filling in, all the needs there on the right are just going to deplete. And let's go ahead and hit play. You'll see this happening. And then as far as businesses go, what I want to do is create a kind of... It's supposed to go in here, like this is supposed to start creating a new business zone through here. And the good part about it is it connects right into the industrial area right here, especially with like Empire District right on the other side of it. It's kind of a good like mix of all three. So we've got a couple minutes here, and I think I'm going to do like an hour today because all of a sudden I started zoning out there, and I need to make sure I am not like in need of some food or something right now. And so I'm going to just finish the last couple minutes of this hour off, placing a couple roads in here, and let's go with that, some straight lines, and I'm just gonna set up our basic area right here. No, hold on, let's fix our zoning. We want zoning so we can have some businesses through here, because if again you can see now that the industrial needs are dropping, the business needs are still in the rise, so we're gonna have to do something about that. And that's where in here now, I started doing something in my test build. I never really like followed through on it, but I think now it's probably the best thing to do is to do this. I don't want to go into that road though, so let's stop here. There we go. Let's grab this road though and place a... Sorry, I think I need like some orange juice or something right now. Sorry. Place this road like that. Whoa. You can connect without looking weird. There you go. And then I want to do... I don't like it being like this close. Like if I came across, it's just too close to the really main intersection there. So I want to come back a little bit, and I think we can even just do something like this. And then on this side, do basically the same thing, come across. But I want to go ahead and then on this side, bring it down. Oh, I got the hiccups again. Bring it down. Maybe it's the sprite. Maybe the sprite's really getting to me with these hiccups right now. Bring this down, and then we're going to go ahead, bring something like this. Like that. Let's go up, follow the road. I want to connect. Stop there, then we'll connect in like that. There we go. That's kind of what I'm thinking. I think right here is a good spot. It's kind of close to the main intersection, but it's not too far away. So that should be okay like that. See, this is looking pretty good. Then let's go ahead and go like this. No, not like that. Are you serious right now? No. There. Ay caramba. As you would have heard my pal Shukaboa say, he would have been all, ay caramba. Anyway, there we go. Let's redo this. Fix that. That should come back. There we go. I just want to get a few roads in before I get out of here. I feel like I at least owe that to you with my little brain lapse right there for a moment. And let's do that. Let's do that. No, no, no. What are you doing, you silly, silly game? How about... Hold on. Let's get rid of that. I want to be able to sit in the spot that I want. What I want... What I... Come on. Are you kidding me right now? Let's go straight across as far as we can. There we go. Sometimes you have to finagle things to make it work a different way, to make it do what you got to do. So, there we go. I think that's going to work out. Beautiful. There we are. That is pretty good. All right, let's bring one into the center here like that. And then we'll come across with it. Do that. It almost looks like a salt and pepper shaker, doesn't it? You can almost just pick it up. Just pour a little pepper on your dinner. Alright, let's... this friggin' bug. That's like the one thing I continually ask City Skylines to fix, is the bugs. Like, just fix the bugs. It's not a big request. Have your people... Talk to my people, and we'll tell you what the bugs are. And you just have to get them fixed. That's it. That's all we're asking. Oh, that and adding in Traffic Manager mod from the PC. Like, holy shamoly puscolies. I don't know any other weird words to say about that, but yeah, we totally need to have Traffic Manager mod, because the one thing about vanilla... That's not that. We don't need to go that far. About vanilla gaming with City Skylines is the traffic. Hang on, let me show you. Nothing major going on here. But, like how the traffic was having issues here earlier, I could have fixed it with just Traffic Manager mod and made sure that the people coming off of the highway here were getting into the lane that was appropriate for them, whether they were going to get onto the right-hand side there and go towards our industrial area, whether they were going to go onto this area and go straight to the highway or this other road. Like, there's just ways with the Traffic Manager mod to make sure your traffic doesn't back up, that your roads are set up the way you would like them to be set up, and it works out. That's the one thing I like. Seriously, I swear, if I could just get one person from City Skylines to listen to me, that's the one thing I want. This Traffic Manager mod for us on console. It would absolutely be a game changer. 100%. It would take City Skylines 1 and make it like it was a brand new game for us on console, because we would start fixing all of our old cities, working on new cities. There's just so much to this game that we would be able to adjust and work on and fix, and it would create such a great vibe and feeling for us that we would be able to play on City Skylines 1 for ages at this point if we just had that one modification to our game. Just that one. That's all I'm asking. I plan. This is the remastered version, and if I was able to have Traffic Manager on here, I'd be able to do so much, so much. And like, look at right here, they're getting into one lane. Like, they don't need to get into one lane, but that's what. Well, look, they got into 2 lanes. It's fine. But I just saw one a second ago get into the left lane from the right there, and it's like, what's the point? You're both going out there. Maybe it wants to get into the far left lane for some reason. I don't know. Oh my god. Let's hit pause. We have a major problem over here. Holy shit. We have a death wave. This is something I've been trying to avoid for a long time. And here we are at like the end of the, like what I was thinking, like just kind of giving up after an hour because I was starting to get a little tired there. My brain's not working right. And then all of a sudden we get a death wave. Wow. Wow. Alright, well, let's take a look at this really quick before we get out of here. I bet there's a quick solution to this. We can see over here we have lots of filled up areas that are either going to be cemeteries or dumps. And I'm pretty sure at least 4 out of the 5 I see right now are cemeteries. So let's select this, and we're going to come down here and take a look. Look at cemetery. Empty. And what we're going to do to fix this issue at the moment, it's kind of a cheap solution, but it works. And that's just come in here and either A, add a new cemetery, or B, add a new crematorium. So we're going to add a new cemetery. As you can see, they're very happy about it. Gray Drive here is supposed to be kind of like the little mini cemetery area here next to the highway. But our cemeteries here are both full, so we're going to, of course, stop that. Go over here, fix our thing with the emptying tool. They'll take those deceased people and put them somewhere. And until then, what we should do is add in on this point here we go, a couple more crematoriums. We'll put one there and one there. And it did destroy one of our gazebos, and it left a gazebo next to a trash can over here. But we're going to leave that alone because actually in the future we're going to delete those 2. We're just putting them down to assist us in fixing this death wave for the moment. So let's go over here. And so, like, if you do have that type of issue where you're having a death wave and you want to know how to fix it, the best thing you can do is just come in. My traffic is really good right now. Don't get me wrong, my traffic is really good. It's just that I don't have... I don't have enough going on because, like I said, you look at some of the cemeteries and stuff, and they are completely full right now, like this one. So they aren't sending out the vehicles to collect the dead people, and that is causing a lot of problems. 11 has... it looks like it is emptying out. I don't know, wait. No. Sir, multiple problems, no more room. Multiple problems. Okay, let's stay with that. Multiple problems. I think that's what it needs to be. Alright, and then the problem is, like, over here, if you really pay attention, we didn't put a lot of cemeteries in. We did put a couple of... Let me find them. The crematoriums. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's only 5, maybe, you know, but there's really only those 5 crematoriums, 6, for this entire area, and they're probably struggling to keep up because these outside cemeteries were sending vehicles in as well. So, let's go ahead, throw a couple of these in. That should help out as well. No. That would be a weird spot to put it, right across from a Buddhist temple. Where, that's all housing. We could put, ooh, that's not a bad idea. I mean, it's there, it's available, it's a spot that's available. Let's keep it over here as far to the right as possible. Just for now. We'll maybe get rid of it in the future. Then we have one there. That's gonna be fine. We need another one. There's one right there, I guess. I didn't really notice it at first, but one there. Let's go ahead and put a second one over here. Crap. There we go. Then put a second one here. Over here, we don't have a lot going on, so we could probably utilize some of this land for another one of these, like right there. There we go. Then I'm trying to kind of like base these around the areas where there's a lot of this death wave going on. I think one more kind of around here somewhere. Let's look. So this airport area is really filled in. This business area is really filled in. If there was something like off to the side here, this would be a good little spot. Ooh, there we go. I just came up with it. Good idea. There we go. We're going to come up with a little small road. We'll run the road along the tracks on this side. Let's go with freeform. Find a spot for it to connect in. I'm sure there'll be a good one. Right there looks good. Okay, and of course the bug has to do its thing. Of course. Let's go with the straight tool at this. Come on, straight tool at this point. Back in over there. Now, what I want to do is go fix this road. So let's see what it is. It's a wait, is that a 4-lane or a 6-lane? It looks like a 4-lane. With the monorail tracks. Wait, there's trees though. There we go. So this one. Upgrade. And let's get rid of the zoning. There we go. There we go. I love it when the game just, decides to do its own thing. So, let's go grab ourselves the cemetery first. I think we can fit a cemetery in here if we try hard enough. Okay, like I said, if we try hard enough, we're going to get rid of this side of the street. We're going to put the cemetery in as close as we can. There we go. Then let's go grab the roads again, and this is what we were using. We'll go with freeform. Now, hold on. Don't think I'm going to connect like that. It's not. I just want to get the road a little past where I want it to be. Stop that, will you? Thank you. So that I can do this. There we go. Get rid of that, and now it makes it one solid street. We were able to fit our cemetery in there, and now we can come over here and grab our crematorium, add that, and then we'll just do one more right there, and in between them, just because, let's do a nice little garden, and let's place one of these just to see what we can't get out of it. Now, we have the little soccer zone there. It's not exactly, like, proper for... oh, forgive me. Proper for funeral zone area. There's workout. No. So we might not even use this. Yeah, I don't think we're going to use this. But this right here... let's move it over then. Just a space. And then let's go ahead, leave the pond there, and do, over here, let's grab some trees. A couple on this side here. Gotta make it look good. Now, grab a couple of the different trees and stuff like that. Just kind of like float around, add these in, make them look really good, and help the area just kind of really fill out. There we go. Once we pull back from this, guarantee it's going to look amazing. So just give me a moment here. We're going to add some trees in. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. Do some grass next, possibly some rocks after the grass. I like doing the rocks after the grass. I'll show you why if you haven't seen before. So we'll do some grass. We'll add some over here. Like that. Over here like this. I think the grass is really nice because it like will intersect with some of the stuff, you know. So it helps, like this spot right here where it's kind of like going through the rock wall. It would, you know, you'd see grass on both sides of the rock wall, why wouldn't you? I just can't build inside of that rock wall because it's a cemetery. It's a ploppable. Ooh. Alright, there we go. Let's do that. Now, let's go to our rocks. This is what I wanted to show off. We'll go to these ones. We'll come back here to our grass. And now we can place these rocks inside of the grass. And it looks way more natural, way more realistic. And just basically it's kind of something I really, really like. And makes the game look and feel really, really awesome. So... and at the same time, we can grab something like this. We got a blank area here. We can throw that down. Just throw a few more rocks in here. Trying to find a couple of really good areas. I don't want it to like be too much, but I don't want it to be too little at the same time. So, and then of course you don't need everything facing the same direction. Do stuff like that. There we go. Let's back it up. Take a look at this little cemetery area. We've got our crematoriums, our little pond. We got a lot of rocks and trees and bushes and grass. We've got our burial area there. So this is looking pretty darn good. I'm happy with that. That's actually pretty nice. That fit in very, very well. We can hit play, and with that little new area, as far as that goes, adding in the new crematoriums and stuff like that, that should actually help to take care of the death wave going on throughout the city. And one thing to remember is we don't have bad traffic. Like, let's take a look in here really close. You can see there is not traffic jams going on throughout this area, any of these areas. I mean, there's traffic. There's some typical traffic, but there's a train going through here right now, obviously. There you go. And that's what's causing some of that, but that's not what's causing the death wave. That, again, that was just my ignorance on not putting enough stuff in there to deal with that. So, anyway, I think that is a great spot to end the day. Let's go to cinematic camera here. I really love watching that cinematic camera. I think it's a good spot to end the day. Kind of move on, get ready for next week. We'll probably do one more week here in Foosha, unless I kind of change my mind throughout this week. Sometimes that happens. I will not 100% confirm it's going to be Foosha next week, but we'll see. So, anyway, until then, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you all. You're all awesome. You're amazing. And until next week, Sunday, noon, every single week, I will see you then, and you have a good one. I will see you next time. And I can't find the button. There it is. Every single week. How long have I been doing this now? Years. And it takes me forever to find this darn button. All right.